Okay, so today we came out and we're going to toss this compost pile. This is the one from our first compost at home video. Actually, the thermal reaction went away about 2 days ago. We felt the peak in about 8 days, and then it took about another 8 days before it was fully done and the heat wasn't showing up on your meter at all. See what we got. You already can see some good compost right here. That's only roughly 2 weeks. It's actually been 16 days. And what you do, there we go. First you want to get all the dry leaves that haven't broke down yet separated out, because you want those to be in the middle.
Out of the way, Bubby.
Look out, bud. It's already starting to smell a lot like soil. Now I'm using this because it kind of bales together. Rake didn't work that well. Now, this white is what you want to see. In the next 2 weeks, that'll all go away. Visibly, but it'll be in there.
It smells really good.
Oh yeah, that's a good compost pile.
Tina.
So as you can see, because of the yeast, over half this pile is already well on its way to being fully started in the compost process. It's pretty much a solid mess once you get this top layer off. And just break this stuff up however you can. Now this is the same process we use to make the compost for the compost raised garden bed. Also a video on our YouTube channel. Try and get it all broke up. So a lot of mats in there. Alright. And just hollow out the center. And this is so you can get these leaves that were on the top into the middle, so they start breaking down like the rest of it. Want to get the garden hose ready, Jeff, while I do this? Thank you. This pile's broke down so well, there's hardly any leaves to put in the middle, but we're still going to do it. Now, this is case sensitive. Turn the water off for now, bud, okay? This is case sensitive, but this is pretty dry now, so we're going to get it wet. If it was still really moist, you wouldn't have to bother. Kind of flatten it out again like in the first video, so we can get it wet and not have to run the water forever to get it through the whole pile. It'll also help mix these ones. Just try and keep them in the middle as best you can. Oh yeah, smells really good. It's gonna be really good compost. Alright Jeff, turn the water on. Thanks buddy. Wanna bring me the hose? It's okay bud, that's enough, that's enough. Bring me the hose.
Oh gosh.
Watch the camera. Alright. Just wet it down real quick. Yeah, let me get a layer over, then you can put some water on. I just want to make sure I get everything wet. Look out. Now at this time, you want everything moist. You don't need it soaking wet. Since the leaves are starting to break down, the water's not going to drain out of this pile as quickly as it did when you first stacked it up. Alright buddy, you want to keep getting it wet? Yeah. Get it all over. Just watch your mommy. Okay. So, this is how you want it to look. Don't worry when you see those white mats. They're really good. They won't be there in 2 weeks. Careful. Watch that camera. It's okay. Just watch what you're doing. Okay, so after we get this all wet, we're going to stack it up into another volcano, and then we're going to cover it and put the weights back on it, and then it'll just be another 2 weeks. At this point, you don't need your thermometer in. The heat process is done. There you go, bud. While you do that, I'm going to mix so it gets in there real good, okay? Okay. Just keep spraying right in here, and I'll keep tossing it to you. No, just keep your hose right here. Right here. Jeffrey, keep your hose right here. Now all the while you're doing this, you're mixing, and it's really important to scrape the ground. That gets the minerals in your compost, and it gives some grit to help the worms digest everything. Now at this point, because it was just in its thermal part, there's not a whole lot of worms in this. I expect we'll see a lot in 2 weeks when we look and see how the pile's doing then. You're okay.
Hey, stop sloshing, bud.
Just don't get your mom. That's all I care about. No, keep it in the same place, buddy. I will give you the stuff so you can get away. Keep it in the same place, buddy.
Right there in the middle, Jeff. Just hold it still. Whoa.
Alright, come over here. Come around. Walk around that way with the hose. Get away.
No.
Get away. You're okay. Right here.
Water fiascos of 6-year-olds.
Yeah. I'm sure there's plenty of people who knew that was a dangerous idea.
1, 2.
Okay. Had to get some water off the camera. We're almost done now. So kind of dry there. Some more water on this. That's why I don't like flimsy garden hoses. Get it all wet on the outside. Almost has like a stage smell to it. Alright, that should be good enough. Excuse me. Alright, now just like before, you want to pile it back up into your volcano shape. These vines break down that well. Now if you notice, this pile's a lot smaller. I haven't taken anything out of it. It's just broke down from the compost process. Alright, about time for the shovel. All the time when I'm scraping this dirt. Shape doesn't have to be perfect. Just get the general idea and you should be alright. Don't want to miss anything. This is all good stuff. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get this wet one more time, just to be sure. Doesn't hurt to get your garden fabric wet either, or whatever you're covering your pile with. Gives it a couple days before it starts drying a whole lot. The next time you see this, in the last video we're going to do, this pile will be done. Another thing you can do while you're doing this, if you have any of your banana fertilizer or your watermelon rind fertilizer, even the weed seed fertilizer, you can spray your pile with that. And it'll give extra nutrients to the compost. We also have videos on all three of those fertilizers. We also offer discussions on those topics on our website. Alright, that should be good. Ooh, it's starting to get hot. That way. And just like before, Cover your pile back up. Don't worry about all this water. Now, one thing I didn't show in the last video, I realized after we posted it, was that the night before I set this pile, I watered the ground real well, so the worms were already trying to figure out what's going on before we made the pile. It also keeps your fabric from flapping around when you get it wet, which is nice on a day with a breeze like today. Lay these down before we add more. Just kind of let it pull itself tight. Really important to keep pressure on top of this pile. It forces all the layers together so bigger colonies of bacteria and fungus can grow. Yeah. Tire on it again. Alright, this pile is going to sit for 2 weeks. Now that the thermal process is over, you can put a timeline on that. It's 2 weeks from the day you get this pile recovered and wet down again, mixed up real well, before your compost will be ready to use. I'm Chad with Then and Now Gardening, and you're watching our gardening channel. Thank you very much.